Shared interest enables large-scale, systematic analysis of model behavior. In this example, a user has trained a computer vision model to predict melanoma from images of skin lesions. This model achieves high performance, but is it making decisions for the right reasons? Let's see. The user begins by analyzing correctly classified instances with high IOU scores. These instances have high human-AI alignment. The model relies on important features of the lesion to make its prediction. Next, the user analyzes context-dependent examples. These are correctly classified images where the model relies on features within and outside of the ground truth region. Looking at these examples is interesting, especially when considering the malignant examples. On one hand, cancerous cells can often lie outside of the pigmented area, so the model may be identifying subtle features that we can't see. But on the other hand, the model should not be relying on meaningless features and should primarily rely on the lesion, just like a dermatologist would. This may warrant further analysis, such as comparing these examples to metadata about the lesions. Next, the user looks at sufficient context images. These are examples where the model makes a correct prediction using mostly secondary features. The results confirm the user's suspicions. The model may have latched on to meaningless features. The model seems to be relying on the presence of artifacts to predict benign lesions. In this dataset, these artifacts only occur in benign images, so it is sufficient for the model to use the presence of the artifact to make its prediction. But this is a dangerous flaw, because the model might say a cancerous lesion is nothing to worry about if an artifact exists in that image. Overall, shared interest helped the user rapidly analyze their model's behavior. Despite the model achieving high accuracy, using shared interest, the user was able to uncover dangerous pitfalls in its behavior and generate hypotheses to improve the model going forward. Shared interest also allows users to probe model behavior in new ways, enabling exploration into what the model has learned and where it might fail. In this process, users query the model with a ground truth region, and shared interest surfaces what the model knows about that region. In this example, the user selects the dog's face. While this image's true label is otterhound, a type of dog, the classes with the highest shared interest scores are other classes of dogs, like Saluki, Basset, and Afghan hound. This result indicates the model has learned generalizable visual features of dogs. Next, the user selects the man's hat. We find that even though this image is labeled as otterhound, the classes with the highest shared interest to the hat region are other types of hats, indicating the model has also learned something about secondary objects. Now, the user highlights the man's hand. Hand is not a label in the dataset, but we find returned classes are objects that would often occur alongside a hand, like a notebook or a laptop. It is promising that the model has learned correlations about unlabeled objects. However, this may warrant further analysis because the model should not be dependent on the presence of a hand to classify a notebook. Finally, the user selects a portion of the rock wall. In this dataset, backgrounds are not labeled, but the model still relates this region to other rocky objects, like a cliff. This suggests that training on images with foreground labels may still impart information to the model about background scenes. Overall, using shared interest enables users to interactively test hypotheses about what the model has learned and identify information that can help them improve model behavior.